Hey everyone, it's Mariana doing another vehicle video. Thanks for joining. And today we're actually going to talk about judgment and more so prejudgment. Now, it stemmed from a conversation that I had with my daughter regarding prejudging something and someone. Not a specific person, but a specific career, a specific, well, mostly, yeah, those in a chosen profession. So let's just call it the way it is. So again, vehicle video. I'm making best use of my time. So you'll see I'm parked in a parking lot waiting for, in this case today, my daughter, that she has an appointment. So the conversation was not today with my daughter, but on another drive that we were having, and it was about people in different professions. And I said to her at some point, it's just like, oh, I thought when you were younger that you may have had a relationship with someone in this specific profession because, you know, they're very organized and so are you, and very disciplined about stuff, and so are you, but at the same time very you know, have to be structured because she is doing university, and the majority of it is online other than on her practicum, and she's also have done homeschooling in school as well as being in the public schools. So she's had her need for, you know, being very, again, structured and organized and stuff like that. And her profession is going to be an elementary school teacher or some variation of that. It might be middle school, it might be teaching English as a second language. Anyway, regardless of that, she knows that she has to be organized and structured. And so a lot of times in your partners, you either get someone that's similar or you get someone that's the total opposite. And so I thought, you know, again, before she has her partner now, I just always thought like she might go for this person that tend to go into a certain profession. I don't need to say the profession, it doesn't really even matter. But then her response was one that I wasn't necessarily prepared to hear right away or think that I would hear from her, because she's so open and loving and stuff. But she's just like, well, I know a bunch of people that went into that passion or into that career, and they're very judgmental, and they're very like ego, and they're very like not respective as much in women. And so like, this is probably the face I did. Like, and so I was like, really? Like, so you're going to base everybody that is in that career based on a few people that you have met and they were like that? Like, okay. And then I said, well, would you like to discuss this further? And she said, well, we're driving, let's do it. So two things. One, judging any profession as good or bad to start with is not something that I find that serves. I mean, I think in any career, any person that you may come across with, whether it's as, you know, a service industry or the travel industry or the medical profession industry or the office industry, or, I mean, there's hundreds of them, and sorry, I'm going to miss a majority of where people work, but you get the gist of it. Regardless of what job or what profession or what career that you're into and following, there is going to be some great people in that career, and there's going to be some not so great people. Now, that goes into my second point. One, why is there people that are like that, and people, you know, that really care and are go above and beyond, and then people that don't? Well, that stems from a lot of things. One, how you were taught to be as you grow up, how you were taught to look at your work and profession, how you were taught. And again, when I say taught, I'm not talking about just from parents, because some people don't have parents. I'm talking about the influences of parents, the influences of school teachers, coaches, family, friends, the peers, you know, a ton of people that as kids are growing up, they have access to. So everyone has an opinion, whether people share it or not, you know, it's up to them. But I think a lot of it stems from how are they taught to perceive things, or how are they taught to perceive themselves, you know, because you take you wherever you go. So the whole fact about, you know, if you're a caring person outside of your profession, then you're probably a caring person inside of your profession. Yes, is everyone going to have some days where you're just off, or you're having a bad day, or maybe you should just not have been there that day? Absolutely. But that's going to happen again no matter what. And then there's the personal side of that, where I said to my daughter, well, where were you energetically when you met these people? Like were you, because you can bring out different things in people, you know, like they could be the nicest people, but if your energy, like law of attraction, I cannot say that enough, and all these vehicle videos and all the dynamic series, law of attraction plays a part in everything that we do. Sometimes a little bit more subtle that you notice it, but in a lot of these things, if you go back to, oh, what did I attract to me? Again, that's a whole other thing, because I can feel people's trains of thought that are going to be listening to this. What do you mean I attracted this? Okay, whatever. I'm right now, that'll be another video or blog or whatever, but sometimes, all I can say about the law of attraction is sometimes you are consciously attracting and sometimes you're not. But it's the thoughts that you think, the feelings that you feel, the vibration that you have that attracts things to you. So just, again, I always say watch what you're thinking and doing and saying and being, and start your day off well, end your day off well, all that stuff. Go look at the other videos and all the other blogs and podcasts and stuff that we have to understand the point of view that I'm sharing now. So I just said to my daughter, where were you? And she goes, well, one time I had just met this person and they were in that career, and, you know, I just had a big discussion in school about, you know, the difference between how sometimes women and men get paid, or female and male get paid, and then, which that can't even work anymore with every other label that's happening around that. But that's again a different blog or vehicle or video or a podcast. And she goes, so we were having a discussion and debate in school about, again, the difference in the pay of the two, and, you know, how sometimes they're treated. And then, you know, I went to my friend's house and I met this person, and so her debate energy was up. Her, yeah, it's not fair stuff. So naturally, the conversation that she ended up having with this person is, you know, one in which, of course, you're going to bring that out. Of course, your energy is, you know, the debating, the not fair, the things aren't equal. So of course it can bring out the, you know, like I said, different energy from different people. And so if that's the way that you were, then that might be why, in that case, that is your experience of this person, you know, thinking that they are better than, or their ego is big, or that, you know, because they were a man, they knew more, you know, all that stuff. So again, that's why prejudging someone in a profession, or just on a side note, on a name, oh, And the people that understand this will understand this. Oh, that's a Karen, because there's this thing going around, depending on when you actually watch this. Oh, you know, I don't know the exact thing, like way to go, Karen, or, you know, it's just something. Nothing against Karens. It was just a thing going around. And so, again, the thing about all of this is just watch your prejudgment. Watch prejudgment of a career, just because, again, you've come across that. You might just go, okay, I was in, you know, this restaurant and this waiter was really rude and stuff like that. That doesn't mean every waiter is rude. That doesn't mean that every waiter or waitress or bartender or whatever in that establishment is rude. You had an experience. That doesn't mean that has to be your experience the next time in a whole totally different restaurant. But you'll know if you still have energy about that, if you go to a restaurant and you're expecting them to be rude because of the experience that you had in the first one, like the first restaurant where you said the waiter was rude, then, you know, you may want to notice that if you keep going to restaurants and the service staff is rude, that you really haven't changed your whole belief around waiters or waitresses or servers in general. So it, you know, it might be something that you can change. I'll give you one example of that, and that is the last time we sent a package, you know, from where we are to another destination, and then it got held for a while because it was going cross border, so it got held in a while using the same company. So when the company that we were shipping to said, well, this is who we prefer, and so then I had to actually do some energy work. I had to do some pre-paving work. I had to do some, it's going to be okay. I don't have to repeat exactly, you know, what happened the last time. You know, that was a one-off, and I probably wasn't in a good space, which I know I wasn't when I had shipped it the last time. And now I know I'm grateful for all the couriers, all this, you know, all the people that sorted, all the, you know, international border stuff and all the safety that they do, and that it gets to my destination in a good, safe, on time, if not sooner, experience this time. So I had to talk myself into the fact that instead I could have just went, oh shit, I used them before and this happened, and oh my God, is this going to happen again? And then get all worried and this and that, you know. So you always have choice. So that's what I'm just saying about the prejudging and the whole fact where you do have choice. Every day is a new day. The power is right here and now. What do you want your story to be now? What do you want to expect now? Do a little bit of work ahead of time. If it feels up some not feel good feelings when you think about doing something, or thinking about some profession, or thinking about some name, or thinking about going somewhere, or, you know, or any experience really, just do a little bit of pre-paving instead of prejudging. So wherever that sits with you, perfect. If this vehicle video served you in any way or brought up anything, perfect. Because if it brought up yucky feelings, then that says you might have some energy work to do to make it feel better. And if it brought up like, oh, I get it, I understand this now, yes, 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 then perfect too. Again, everything is meaningful when it's happening, because if you pay attention to life, if you're conscious of life and conscious of experiences that get your attention, then you have that opportunity to change it, should you want to take the time to do that. It's easy to complain, but now I'm finding it just easier to take those few minutes ahead of time and share ahead what kind of story I want, how I want it to unfold, how I want to think about it, all that stuff. And not just before experiences. I do this when I wake up. If you look at our blogs, and it's called morning and evening routines. So, you know, if you wake up in the morning, what kind of day do you want to do, whatever, and at the end of the day, go over your day, what kind of sleep, what kind of appreciation do you have for the day, all that stuff. So go read the blog. It's on dynamicseries.com, and then it's under multimedia and blogs. So you'll be able to read that. Anyway, that's all for now. It's a little bit longer. Sorry, my vehicle videos are usually well, they vary in time, but I just had a lot to say on this because I think we do sometimes prejudge things that either, like I said, we don't know, haven't experienced, and or have experienced an experience. And again, just because you have once, it was a great experience, then you already expect, oh, I did this before and it was great, so I expect it to be great. The time where you have to, again, maybe put some more attention to it is if you didn't have a good experience, so you can, again, pre-pave it to make it better. Okay, that's it. Blah, blah, blah. Have a good day. Make it a dynamic day, everyone, and thanks for listening. We appreciate it.